Hey, what's up, y'all? Tonight, let's talk about some pinstripe stuff. Come on, let's go. Here we go. One shot. This is just what I use. I know a lot of other people use different paints, but I only like one shot. It's mainly just the only ones I use. And with different paint, the colors, you actually get different consistency just right out of the can. And this is any type of paint. You know, like some of them are a little bit thinner. So they run a little bit thinner. Got about a medium flow here. And then some of them are a little bit thicker. And they change the way that I palette. So, let's check it out. All right, now guys, everybody does this differently. I've been doing this for 10 years. This is how I do it. I practiced for about 2.5 years before I ever took on a job. So I'm not saying that my way is the right way. This is just the way that I like to. Let's go. Okay, y'all, let's start out with the thinnest one. I paint right out of the can. I know some people don't like that, but that's okay because everybody can have their own opinion, you know what I'm saying? So, now when it's a real thin paint, I will get a lot out there and honestly just let it sit for a little bit and thicken up. I am not a fast pinstriper. I don't try to hurry. I'll let it breathe. You know, kind of like a fine wine. I'll let it breathe for a while. And then once it gets to the consistency that I like, I pinstripe pretty slow. So I like my paint pretty thick. Other people like it thin. Everybody's got to try their own way. So I'll actually just let that sit there, let it breathe, let it thicken up a little bit long before I pull a line. And since I have some more out there, it's thickening also. And that's how I like to do the thinnest of the paint. Okay, here we go. All right, medium paint. Typically, it's a pretty good consistency. I'll do the same. If I feel like it's a little bit too, I'll get it out and I'll let it sit. Now the thick one is a little bit different. I will say that. And I know everybody talks about flow enhancers, this and that, and I don't use flow enhancer. I know a lot of the big time artists that do, but I also know a lot of the really old guys that don't. I mean, and if it does start to get a little thick on me, I just stick the tip in. Just the tip of my mineral spirits and thin it up just a tad. But I also wash my brush out a lot. So if my brush starts to get too sticky, I just clean it and palette it again. You don't really use a lot of this paint, so I don't feel bad about rinsing out my brush and starting over. My brushes typically last a while. I mean, they don't last forever. I like these Hanson Mac King 13s, but that's what I do with the thick paint, just a little bit. And you know, practice. Practice it thinner, practice it thicker, let it breathe. Just try, play with it. Like I said, I waited almost 2.5 years of pinstriping everything I owned. My kids' toys, all of my doodads, all my buddies' stuff, before I actually took on a job on a car and got paid for it. So, that's from me. See you guys later. I gotta get back to work. Peace.